Hi there, I'm Dr. Ethan Wells from the Prime Life Center, and I need to share something with you that might completely change how you think about intimacy and desire. Just last week, a woman named Linda sat in my office, tears streaming down her face. She's 42, married for 18 years, and she told me something that broke my heart. Dr. Wells, I love my husband, but I feel like a stranger in my own body. It's like someone turned off a switch inside me, and I don't know how to turn it back on. Linda wasn't alone in feeling this way. What she described, that slow fade of desire, the way intimacy becomes something you avoid rather than crave, it's happening to millions of women, and most don't even realize why. See, Linda had been doing what she thought was right. Life got busy, stress piled up, and intimacy became just another item on her endless to-do list. But here's what I discovered in my practice that shocked me. When you start avoiding intimacy, your body literally begins to forget how to want it. It's like this. Imagine you have a beautiful garden, but you stop watering it, stop tending to it. Eventually, it doesn't just look neglected, it actually forgets how to bloom. That's what happens to your desire when you consistently avoid those intimate moments. Linda told me she tried everything. Date nights that felt forced, romantic getaways that ended with her making excuses. She even bought books, thinking maybe she just needed to learn how to want intimacy again. But nothing worked because no one had told her the real truth. Your body has this incredible system. Think of it like an internal spark that keeps your desire alive. But when you avoid intimacy, when you consistently choose distance over closeness, that spark doesn't just dim, it actually changes how your body responds to everything. Your energy drops, your mood shifts, even your sleep gets worse. What Linda didn't know, what most women don't realize, is that avoidance creates a cycle that feeds on itself. The less intimate you are, the less your body remembers how good it feels. The less your body remembers, the easier it becomes to avoid it altogether. Before you know it, months have passed, then years, and you're looking at your partner like they're a roommate instead of a lover. But here's where the story gets interesting. During our consultation, Linda mentioned something that caught my attention. She said, I used to feel different in the mornings. More alive, more, I don't know, more like myself. That's when I knew exactly what was happening. You see, in my years of practice, I've discovered that desire isn't just emotional or psychological. It's deeply connected to how your body functions on the most basic level. When you avoid intimacy, you're not just avoiding an activity. You're disrupting a whole system that affects everything from your energy to your mood to how you sleep at night. I explained to Linda that her body was essentially in hibernation mode, like a bear preparing for winter. When you consistently avoid intimacy, your body starts conserving energy in all the wrong places. It stops producing the natural chemicals that make you feel vibrant and alive. It changes how blood flows through your system. It even affects how well you sleep, which impacts everything else. The breakthrough moment came when I realized this wasn't just about Linda wanting to reconnect with her husband, though that was important too. This was about her entire quality of life, her energy, her confidence, her sense of being fully alive in her own skin. That's when I introduced Linda to what I call the awakening protocol. But before I share that with you, let me tell you about Jennifer, another patient who helped me understand this even better. Jennifer came to see me 3 months after Linda. She's 38, and unlike Linda, Jennifer wasn't married. She told me, Dr. Wells, I've been single for 2 years now, and I thought that was the problem. But even when I meet someone I like, I feel nothing. It's like that part of me just shut down. Jennifer's story was different, but the pattern was identical. She'd gone through a difficult breakup, decided to focus on her career, and essentially put her intimate life on hold. I thought I was being smart, she said, taking time for myself, figuring things out. But now I feel like I'm stuck in this gray zone where nothing excites me. What Jennifer described perfectly illustrated what I'd been seeing in my practice. When you avoid intimacy, whether you're in a relationship or not, Your body doesn't distinguish between choice and circumstance. It just responds to the pattern. No intimacy means no need for the systems that support desire, energy, and that feeling of being fully alive. Jennifer had all the classic signs: low energy in the mornings, trouble sleeping deeply, mood swings that seemed to come from nowhere, and what she called emotional numbness. She'd tried exercise programs, changed her diet, even started meditation. All good things, but they weren't addressing the core issue. Here's what most people don't understand: your body is designed for connection. Not just emotional connection, but physical intimacy. When that's missing, it's like trying to run a car without oil. Everything starts breaking down, slowly at first, then more dramatically. With Jennifer, I explained it this way. Imagine your body has an internal thermostat, but instead of regulating temperature, it regulates vitality. When intimacy is regular and healthy, that thermostat stays calibrated. But when intimacy disappears, the thermostat gets confused and starts shutting down systems you actually need. The more I worked with women like Linda and Jennifer, the clearer the pattern became. Avoidance of intimacy doesn't just affect your relationship or your sex life. It affects your entire sense of vitality. Your body literally forgets how to create the conditions for desire. But then came Sandra, and her story changed everything I thought I knew about recovery from this condition. Sandra is 45, married with 2 teenagers. She came to me after what she called 3 years of feeling like a ghost in my own life. Sandra's situation was particularly challenging because she and her husband had fallen into what she called the roommate trap. "We're best friends," Sandra told me. "We talk about everything: the kids, work, our plans for retirement, but we live like brother and sister. We haven't been truly intimate in so long that I started wondering if I was broken." Sandra had tried everything: counseling, hormone testing, even considered medication. But nothing addressed what I could see was the real issue. Her body had adapted to a life without intimacy, and that adaptation was affecting everything else. Here's what Sandra taught me. The longer you go without intimacy, the more your body redirects that energy elsewhere. But not in a good way. Instead of feeling more energetic or focused, you actually start feeling depleted, scattered, and emotionally numb. Sandra described it perfectly. "It's like I'm running on half power all the time. I get through my days, but I don't really enjoy them. Even things I used to love feel like they're behind glass." That's when I knew I had to develop a specific protocol to help women like Sandra, Linda, and Jennifer. Because what I discovered was that you can't just decide to want intimacy again. Your body needs to remember how to create the conditions for desire. The solution I developed focuses on what I call reigniting the spark from the inside out. It's not about forcing desire or trying to manufacture feelings that aren't there. Instead, it's about giving your body the specific nutrients and compounds it needs to naturally restore that sense of vitality and aliveness. Here's exactly what I recommend, and I want you to follow this precisely. Start each morning with what I call the Vitality Blend. You'll need Ceylon cinnamon, exactly 1 teaspoon of the powder, not the regular grocery store kind. Mix this with 1 tablespoon of raw beetroot powder and a thumb-sized piece of fresh grated ginger root. Add all of this to 8 ounces of warm water and drink it on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning. The Ceylon cinnamon helps restore healthy blood flow throughout your body, while the beetroot powder gives your system the natural compounds it needs to feel energized and alive. The fresh ginger awakens your body's natural response systems. In the evening, about an hour before bed, prepare what I call the evening reset. Take exactly 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, just a small pinch, and mix it with 1 teaspoon of raw honey in a cup of warm chamomile tea. The nutmeg contains natural compounds that help your body remember its capacity for pleasure and connection, while the honey and chamomile prepare your system for the deep, restorative sleep you need. You need to do this daily for at least 8 weeks. I know that sounds like a long time, but remember, Your body didn't forget overnight, and it won't remember overnight either. Here's what to expect. In the first 1-2 weeks, you'll notice better energy in the mornings and improved mood throughout the day. Don't expect dramatic changes in desire yet. Your body is still recalibrating. Weeks 3-4 are when things get interesting. You'll start sleeping more deeply, and you might notice you're more aware of your body in general. Little things, a warm shower, soft fabric, even music, might start feeling more pleasurable. By weeks 6-8, most of my patients report a significant shift, not just in desire, but in their overall sense of being alive in their own skin. Colors seem brighter, food tastes better, and yes, intimacy starts feeling like a possibility again instead of a chore. Let me tell you about Margaret, who followed this exact protocol and had the most dramatic transformation I've seen. Margaret is 51, and she came to me after what she called 5 years in the desert. She'd gone through menopause, her marriage had become purely functional, and she told me, "I feel like I'm just going through the motions of being alive." Margaret was skeptical about natural solutions, but she was willing to try anything. She followed the protocol exactly as I've described it to you. After just 3 weeks, she called my office, excited. "Dr. Wells, I woke up this morning and actually wanted to put on something pretty. I haven't felt like that in years." By week 6, Margaret reported something that brought tears to my eyes. "My husband and I were watching a movie last night, and I actually moved closer to him on the couch, not because I felt like I should, but because I wanted to. It felt natural for the first time in forever." 3 months later, Margaret told me, "I feel like myself again, but better. More confident, more alive, more present in my own life. My husband says it's like I came back from a long trip." The beautiful thing about this approach is that it doesn't just restore desire, it restores your overall sense of vitality. Because here's what I've learned. Desire isn't separate from the rest of your health. It's connected to everything. Your energy, your mood, your sleep, your confidence. When you avoid intimacy, you're not just missing out on physical pleasure. You're depriving your body of something it needs to function at its best. But when you give your body the right support, when you help it remember its natural capacity for pleasure and connection, everything else improves too. I've seen this transformation hundreds of times now. Women who felt like they were sleepwalking through life suddenly feel awake again. Marriages that had become business partnerships rediscover passion. Single women who felt emotionally numb start feeling excited about the possibility of connection again. The key is understanding that this isn't really about forcing yourself to be intimate when you don't want to be. It's about creating the internal conditions where desire can naturally return. It's about helping your body remember what it feels like to be fully alive. Your body wants to feel vibrant, connected, and alive. It wants to experience pleasure and connection. But when those systems have been dormant for too long, they need gentle, consistent support to reawaken. The protocol I've shared with you provides that support. The Ceylon cinnamon, beetroot powder, and fresh ginger work together to restore healthy circulation and energy. The nutmeg and honey in the evening help your body relax into its natural rhythms and remember its capacity for pleasure. But remember, this is a process, not a quick fix. Be patient with yourself. Be consistent with the protocol. And most importantly, be open to the possibility that you can feel vibrantly alive again, regardless of how long it's been since you felt that way. You deserve to feel fully alive in your own body. You deserve to experience desire, pleasure, and deep connection. And most of all, you deserve to wake up each morning excited about the day ahead, feeling like the vibrant, powerful woman you truly are. Stay strong, stay prime. Dr. Ethan Wells, Prime Life Center.